Hi, my name's Joel Harrison. I'm coming from Brooklyn, New York to talk with you about a piece of art that I've created entitled Burnpit. I received a generous grant from the New York State Council of the Arts for this piece, and since it's such a massive undertaking, I haven't been able to do a performance yet. So in lieu of that, I'm going to tell you about this piece and tell you where I hope it will go. So for those of you who don't know much about burn pits, let me give you some background. During the wars of Iraq and Afghanistan in the earlier part of the century, military contractors burned material supplies that was on hand, an enormous amount of it, rather than drag it out of the country. They dug these huge trenches in which they put helicopters, solvents, paints, body parts, plastic, everything, clothes, anything that they needed to do away with. And they set fire to this stuff, often by pouring petrol on it. These fumes were toxic. So anybody near these burn pits was affected. If your barracks happened to be next to one of these burn pits, you were out of luck. So the result of this is that hundreds of thousands of service people were poisoned. They got cancers of all types: pancreatic cancer, brain tumors, urinary tract problems, lung cancer, any number of things. So this really moved me. This idea that people could go to serve their country, by the way, this isn't a partisan issue, and that they could essentially be killed by us. So what I decided to do was, in some small way, to acknowledge this with a piece of music. So I began composing a couple of years ago for a large jazz ensemble, 17 people, and a chorus of 16 people. So with 33 people on hand, if my math is correct, you can imagine why it's taken me a while to try to finish this piece, much less perform it. I will perform it. I'm not exactly sure when, but it is a work in progress. So this issue is nothing new. During Vietnam, napalm damaged the lungs and the brains of many of the veterans there. And the United States did not acknowledge that for years and refused to pay disability payments. That is the same thing that happened. For years, there was a denial from the Veterans Affairs that this was a problem. So I've been composing this music for a few years. I hope to finish it soon. And what I'd like to do is also encourage anybody who sees this video to help me. Help me find veterans who've been exposed to these problems so I can learn more, because the more I learn from them, the more resonance in a real visceral way the piece is going to have. I thank you for listening. I thank the New York State Council of the Arts, and stay tuned. I'm going to play a little bit of this work in progress in this video. This will be a video that David Halbrunner and I made where we took found footage and put some of my older music to it. That'll give you some sense of where this is going. And I'll also play a snippet of the computer-generated music, which doesn't sound great, but it'll give you some idea in a robotic kind of way what the eventual piece will sound like. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope to see you when I finally get this mammoth piece done. Joel Harrison signing out.
Present art! He said, I can't get up. The only time this headache is manageable is if I'm laying flat on my back. Came back and said there's a mass in his brain. Life expectancy was not long. Make the best of your time that you have. They burned everything.
We have a burn pit down here. I have no idea what they're burning over there.
When you think about people that serve our country, you think about somebody that believes in America. I wish we could have a second chance.
Metals, plastics, electronics, anything and everything that can be burned was thrown into these, the trash dump, and then coated in diesel fuel and lit on fire. I'm just a dumb Irish kid from Boston. All I know how to do is fight. And, cancer's gonna win. But it's gonna be one hell of a war of attrition.